Claude Design is quickly becoming my favorite tool for rapid prototyping, and in this video I will share a collection of practical recommendations that will help product designers achieve much better results with this tool. First tip: feed Claude Design UI references, not just design system documentation. The great thing about Claude Design is that it uses design system you import as a foundation for a design it creates for you. But it's possible to maximize Claude Design efficiency by pairing a design system with actual screens you've created using this system. When creating a context for Claude Design, include 1 or 2 strong screens alongside with the system, but make sure these are real examples relevant and valuable for AI. For example, they represent core screens. Here I show how I use a reference, a screenshot of a home screen of a mobile app I've uploaded to Claude. Tip number 2. Combine multiple design systems instead of forcing one system to contain everything. Claude Design allows you to choose one or several design systems for a task, and it's possible to use this feature to establish a very interesting workflow. I usually use one system for brand language and another for platform-oriented conventions. I can specify a role of the system right in the prompt. For example, when designing iOS app, use our product design system Acme for visual language, but follow Apple Human Interface guidelines for navigation, controls, and interaction conventions. Tip number 3. Use different editing methods for different levels of change. Once Claude Design generates a design for you, it's time to edit it. Many times we jump straight to a chat window and write a prompt, but it's not the best way to refine design, because with this method, every new iteration will take time and cost tokens. Don't use chat for everything. Claude Design effectively has 3 editing modes: direct canvas editing for small tweaks, inline comments for local and components changes, and chat for structural, system-level changes. For example, if you want to change a text, it's better to use a direct editing. Tip number 4. Mention styles and components by the actual design system names. When introducing changes using comments or chat, don't use abstract prompts, like add a blue color button. Always reference specific tokens, components, and patterns by their names. For example, here I prompt Claude to change the color of call to action button, mentioning specific color, primary button large. This approach helps me achieve better design consistency. Tip number 5. Use Claude skills for design tasks. Claude skills are a set of instructions that help you make interactions with Claude Code more predictable. Typically, skills outline specific workflows your organization follows when doing something. The great thing is that you can access project-level and org-level skills both in Claude Code and Claude Design. It means that you can use the same skill, such as apply design system, when prototyping and coding your solution. To access your skills, type /command in your chat window and choose the skill from the list. Tip number 6. Edit locally first, then propagate globally. This is a simple, very useful way to introduce changes in your design. You can introduce a particular change in your layout, such as change a color functional element, using direct edit or inline comment, and then ask Claude to apply a similar change to your entire layout using chat window. And Claude Design will apply element-level refinement across a broader design. Tip number 7. Make Claude explain what it knows about your project. I only see a final design, I don't know what information AI used when generating it, is by far the most popular quote from designers that I hear over and over again. But the truth is, you can ask AI to explain what it knows and doesn't know about your product and what assumptions it makes. Claude will generate a quick summary of the context it has for your project, task at hand, and even specific design decisions. After reading this summary, you will clearly see where AI has knowledge gap. So don't guess, simply ask AI to provide this information. And finally, prototype states, not screens. The great thing about Claude Design is that it can generate interactive prototypes, and you can gain much more from modeling the interactive behavior than producing another static screen. All you need to do is to ask specific states, such as empty, loading, or validation, rather than focus only on the happy path screen. For example, let's prompt Claude to design a loading screen for home screen. Make a skeleton screen. And here is a loading state with the skeleton screen that Claude Design generated for my banking app, using original home screen layout as a reference. And this skeleton screen is not a mock, it's a fully functional coded prototype. That was my collection of tips for Claude Design. If you have any more tips, please share them in the comments. Thank you.